Hey guys, what is up? My name is PandaMaster, and welcome to my spoiler-free review of Minari. So this is a movie I was very excited for. It premiered in Sundance way back pre-pandemic, aka 27 years ago, back in January of 2020, and got really good reviews. This is a semi-autobiographical film by Lee Isaac Chung, who is a Korean film director and screenwriter. Though I should mention I shouldn't have said that. He's American, right? But he is of Korean descent, and it is basically about this family this family of Korean Americans who are attempting to, make it in America, essentially, make it in rural America specifically. And so this is set during the 1980s, and right off the bat, let me just say, it's a phenomenal film. It came out February 12th, finally, to limited theaters, but I was not about to go out in this pandemic, in this Pan Am Express. I wasn't about to do any of that, and so it is now available on Premium VOD, so I shelled out $20 because I was really excited for this. Because despite the fact that, it was getting really amazing reviews and everything like that, but also, my boy Steven Yeun. I grew up on The Walking Dead. I was obsessed with that show. And then it's everybody knows by this point, but still, in case, you wanted to watch The Walking Dead and, don't want spoilers or anything. But, I loved Steven Yeun in The Walking Dead, right? And so he was my favorite character, is my favorite character, just hands down, And so even though I don't watch The Walking Dead anymore because it got trash, I still love Steven Yeun. And so, seeing him do a starring role in this is amazing. And also, it is pretty much exclusively in Korean. There is quite a bit of English in the film, but, if you were looking at percentages, I would probably say it's like 75% Korean, somewhere around there, in which I'm going to try not to turn this into a rant, but I have to talk about it. Golden Globes are tonight. It is nominated for Best Foreign Language Film, and I just want to say, as I said in my One Night in Miami review, that the Golden Globes are racist, and they suck, and I hate them very much. I will not be tuning in tonight. I do not care. I think Minari is a shoo-in for the winner of that Golden Globe. I expect it to win. But it should have just been nominated for Best Picture. I mean, if you look at the history of the Golden Globe Award, it originally started as the Golden Globe Award for Best Foreign Film, meaning that any non-American film could be honored. But then in 1987, it was changed to Best Foreign Language Film, so that non-American English language films are now considered for the Best Motion Picture Awards, which started off okay, and I don't necessarily think that there were ill intentions with this change, but it's essentially turned into it's basically whitewashed the Golden Globes in a sense. I mean, there's plenty of other things that are whitewashing with the Golden Globes, like, just tons and tons of snubs for African American films, or just, African films in general. I think one of the big ones was the film from Nigeria. I watched it. I forget what it was called. It came out, I think, 2 years ago. It was the big one. My film people will know which one I'm talking about. I forget what it's called. But it was a really good movie. But I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But this basically became any film that isn't strictly, like, American, right? If it's not... if it doesn't have that good old English language, everything, like, if we don't have to work for it, we can just watch it and enjoy it and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. And it's just a bunch of old white dudes picking their favorite films, and it's so stupid, and I hate the Golden Globes. And I was looking at Twitter today, because, being the day of the Golden Globes, it's trending and everything, and I was looking at all the trending tweets and all the popular stuff, and it was all white people, and I was like, yeah, go figure. The white people are the only ones hyped for the Golden Globes, of course. And so... yeah, I hate this whole thing. It's basically just, because Minari isn't English, it can't be considered for Best Film of the Year. And, like, until the day they die, these judges are going to be like, well, best foreign film, that's best foreign language film, that's also best film of the year. Why can't it be both? Here's the thing then. Why couldn't it be part of both? Why can't it be nominated for best foreign language film and best film? Because I think it should be. Hold on. I said I wouldn't make this a rant. Last thing. This is it. This is gonna be my last thing. I'm pulling up the nominees for best film, best motion picture drama. So we got The Father, Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. The Father, all of these are good films. Trust me, all of these are good films. But The Father doesn't really need to be in here. It can be out. I think that, this would be better. Also, Nomadland, I feel... Now, I say this, again, these are all really, really, really good films. But I'm just saying, compared to Minari, I think it's better than The Father and Nomadland. And the fact that, just because it's not in English, this film is basically being banished to that. And also, Steven Yeun and I'm pulling up the other actress's name because I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's Noelle Kate Cho is the one I'm thinking of. No. Yoon Yo-jun. So sorry if I mispronounced that. Americans are not taught pronunciation of anything. And so she absolutely kills it. And they both deserve nominations, right? At the very least, she does. I think she deserves a nomination for Best Supporting Actress. I think her performance is the best in this entire movie. But, let's use that as a segue of getting into this movie. I got a lot of Grapes of Wrath vibes from this in good ways. In that I think, if you were to look at this at surface level, right? If you were just to look at this, take away any sort of politics or race or any sort of potentially controversial topics or anything like that, strip it down. This is just a story about a family, right? It's a very, homey, I don't want to say basic, but basic type of film plot, right? But there's so much depth in it, in its storytelling, in how it's written, in the way the events play out, in the depth, especially the fact that these are Korean Americans, and there's so much going on in terms of, them attempting to assimilate into American society. And it's just done really, really well. Also, huge shout out to Will Patton, I believe is how you pronounce his last name, as Paul. He is a farmer that helps out Jacob, who is Steven Yeun's character, who helps him get the farm up and going. Absolutely kills it in the role. Just amazing performances all around. Alan Kim is absolutely adorable as David, who is his 8-year-old son, I believe was his age. But just an adorable child, and I love him to death. So good. His relationship with Sunja, his grandmother, or Harmony. I really, really love Korean culture, a lot. And I've been consuming more and more Korean media as time passes, or Korean influenced media. And one of my favorite comedy shows is Kim's Convenience. It was recommended to me by a friend, and I absolutely love it. And so I always binge the seasons when they come out on Netflix. It's a Canadian show, but it deals with the Korean-Canadian family. And, that's how I knew about, how they call their parents, is it Amma for mom, I believe? But I just know for sure Appa for papa, or for father. And so, they use those here. And Harmony, I've heard that before. And so, I know some basic Korean stuff just through Kim's Convenience, and then this as well. And so I always like, learning more about the culture and everything. And kimchi, I've actually had kimchi, and it's really, really good. And so Korean content, underrated. However, I will make it very abundantly clear that I am not a K-pop stan. I do think K-pop music is good. I am just nowhere near the dang near harassing K-pop stans, because my god, if you're a K-pop stan on Twitter, you I was I don't want to say anything that would get me canceled, because I mean them jokingly, but just stop. Please stop. I'm tired of seeing K-pop posts under literally everything and anything that has to be on the internet. Just stop it. Just stop. Enjoy your stuff. That's awesome. It's cool. I enjoy K-pop too. Just stop. Like, you guys are worse than Christians. Like, you guys are worse than Christian missionaries right now. Like, chill out. But yeah, anyway, I went way off topic so many times during this. But, yeah, anyway, gives me a lot of Grapes of Wrath vibes from like 15 minutes ago. But it's just, I think it's some really great storytelling, and I really think this film is going to go down as an American classic, because that's what this is. This is an American film. This was made in the United States. It was made by American citizens, but yet these awards people, these certain awards people, not all, but, you know, a bunch of these awards people are basically making this out to be a foreign film. And it's just, it's racist. That's what it is. It is racist. And so, yeah, shove this film out, right? I think it's awesome. I think especially in the past few years, we've gotten a lot of spotlight shown on foreign media, right? I mean, if you've been following my channel, like if you've been subscribed for a while, you know I gave spoiler-free reviews on all the episodes of 30 Coins, which is a Spanish language TV show from HBO Europe. And it is absolutely phenomenal. It is my favorite show of the year thus far. And I've watched a lot of great shows this year so far. And so, you know, it's one of my favorite shows right now. And Parasite is an absolutely amazing film. And I just watched Dead Pigs, and that's a really good film too. And there's just a lot of really cool foreign films out there and foreign language stuff. And so it's cool to see this in the spotlight too, being foreign language, but it's also important to remember that this is American. And that's awesome. You know, American films do not need to be in English, because we need to make it abundantly clear to some of the assholes out there who say otherwise, but America has no official language. Meaning, if you live in America and you do not speak English, that is fine, because we are a melting pot, you know? Like, we have so much diversity in this country. We promote diversity. And as much as some people don't want that to be a thing, and they condemn it because of their own racist identity, that is who we are. That is our foundation, for better or worse, because, you know, we've done a lot of bad things to Native Americans as a result of that. But there has been good that has come of it. You know, we are a place where anybody should, I say should, you know, one day maybe we will be able, where people can come and be accepted and loved and be able to prosper and succeed, right? That is the American dream. And that's part of what Minari covers, right? Like I said, it is a family story, and it's done really, really well. But there is a lot of depth to it. You know, the more you look, it's, again, similar to Grapes of Wrath, where it's like the more you dig into it, the more you see just how many complex themes it's conveying and all this stuff. And it's just, it's a really good film, and it needs to be watched. And I hope that people do not just let this slide. People have been talking about it for a long time in the film community, so, you know, I'm hoping that that helps, you know, push it aside. I really hope it gets picked up by some sort of streaming service. I think that would do great things as well. I think Parasite being picked up by Hulu was, it played a big role in its success, so I'm hoping Minari gets the same. But I heavily recommend it. I heavily recommend shelling out the $20 for premium VOD. I will never recommend going out to a movie theater in the pandemic. I refuse to. And, you know, I'm very wary about that $20. I think you should, no matter what, you know. I think everybody should see this movie. I think it's an important movie. I think it's, you know, great. And I think, you know, this movie should be successful, because this should show people who don't speak English and live in America that they can do whatever they set their mind to, right? Like, I want more stuff like this in the media and anything, right? You know, this should be something that happens all the time, and it's kind of nuts that, you know, it doesn't happen more often, because, again, a lot of people don't even realize that we don't have an official language. Everybody just kind of speaks English, but we don't have to, and that's fine, because we have other ways to communicate. You know, I don't speak Korean. I watched this movie. I love this movie. There's this magical thing called subtitles, and it's awesome. And you know, it's I am just here for all the inclusivity that's been happening in media over the past few years. We've still got a long way to go, but we've made some massive steps, and I can't wait to see how much further we can go. And so, let me know what you guys think of Minari down in the comments below. Please, please, like I said, watch this movie. You will not regret it. It is so good. Like this video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time for whatever it is I'm doing. Alright, see ya.